Prabhu.
So nice to see you.
So nice to see you too, Prabhu.
I set my alarm to wake up so I could watch this, so it better be good.
Okay, we'll try to be nice and loud to keep you awake. First, I'd like to offer a prayer. Our dear Lord Krishna, if you so desire, please protect and cure His Holiness Bhakti True Swami. Thank you for considering our request. Hare Krishna. For those of you who haven't heard, Bhakti True Swami just went into the hospital with COVID and is in a serious condition. So we're asking everyone to please keep prayers going, just as Srila Prabhupada taught us when he was ill, to pray for Lord Krishna's help. The prayers of the Vaishnavas all over the world will be very effective. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. We're starting tonight with a song about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because we'll be reading the Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta. Ujjvala varana gauravara deham nivasita niravari bhava videham. Ujjvala varana gauravara deham nivasita niravari bhava nideham. Tribhuvana pavana kripaya lesham tam pranamami cha Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta. Tribhuvana pavana kripaya lesham tam pranamami cha Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta. Manisha, are you having a hard time sharing the screen or something?
Yeah, sorry, Maharaj. 1 second.
Ujjvala varana gauravara deham nivasita niravari bhava videham. Ujjvala varana gauravara deham nivasita niravari bhava nideham. Tribhuvana pavana kripaya lesham tam pranamami cha Śrī Caitanya. Tribhuvana pavana kripaya lesham tam pranamami cha Śrī Caitanya. Tribhuvana pavana kripaya lesham. So a lesham means a trace. And when Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath Puri, he fainted when he saw Lord Jagannath, and the custodian of the temple wanted to beat him because he thought he was a pretender. But Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya discovered him in the temple, recognized that he was in a very deep devotional trance, and had his disciples bring him to his home. And there, after he was revived, upon the arrival of his disciples, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya began to inquire about this beautiful sannyasi. Gopinath Acharya, the relative of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, said, "This is the Supreme Personality of Godhead." And Sarvabhauma said, "Come on, you got to give scriptural evidence to claim that someone is the Supreme Personality of Godhead." So Gopinath Acharya quoted from the Bhagavatam, "Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sangapangasha Parshadam Jagnair Sankirtana Prayir Yajanti Hi Sumedasa." And from the Mahabharata, Suvarna Varna He Mango Varnangashanjanam Giri Sanyasya Krishnama Shanto Nishta Shanti Parayanaha. And he said, what more proof do you need? But still, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya couldn't understand that this young sannyasi was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Gopinath Acharya then quoted from the Brahma Stuti, the 14th chapter, the 10th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, Atapite Deva Padam Bhuja Tvaya Prasada Leshana Grihita Evahi Janati Tattvam Bhagavan Mahimno Nachanyo Eko Picharan Vachinvan. That if one has received a trace of the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then he can understand everything about him. But others, even if they have pious credits, can never understand him for millions of years. And then he said, the reason that you can't understand that this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead is because you have not received the mercy of the Lord. Sarvabhauma said, how do you know you've received the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? And Gopinath Acharya said, because I can understand that he is the Supreme Personality of God. Ujvala Varana Gaudavara Deham Vilasita Niravadi Bhava Videham Ujvala Varana. Okay, go. We'll just do it in Tribhuvana Pavana Kripaya Lesham Tam Pranamami Cha Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta. Next. Good God Antara Bhava Vikaram Urjana Tarjana Nada Vishalam Bhava Bhaya Bhajana Karana Karanam Tamra Śrī Caitanya. All together now. Aranam Bharadhara Charu Kapolam Indu Vinindita Nakachaya Ruchiram Jalpitani Jagunanama Vinodam Tambranama Micha Śrī Caitanya. Vigalita Nayana Kamala Jaladharam Bhushana Navarasa Bhava Vikaram Gati Ati Mantara Nritya Vilasam Tam Pranamami Cha Śrī Caitanya. Chanchala Charu Charana Gati Ruchiram Manjira Ranjita Pada Juga Maduram Chandra Vinindita Shitala Varanam Tam Pranamami Cha Śrī Caitanya. Tritakati Dora Kamandalu Dandam Divyakale Varamundita Mundam Durjana Kalmasha Kandana Dandam Tam Pranamami Cha Śrī Caitanya. Bhushana Buraja Lakavalitam Kampita Bimdara Vara Ruchiram Malaya Javira Chitta Ujvala Tilakam Tam Pranamami Cha Śrī Caitanya. Nindita Aruna Kamala Dalajaram Ajanulam Shri Bhuja Yugalam. One more time on that. Nindita Aruna Kamala Dalanayanam Ajanulam Bita Shri Bhuja Yugalam. Kalevara Kaishora Nartakavesham Tam Pranamami Cha Śrī Caitanya. Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Gaura Hari. Everybody. Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Gaura Hari. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Gaura Hari. Everybody, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Gaura. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Jai Gaur Haribo, Jai Gaur Haribo, 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 Jai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Haribo. Mangalacharna 2, please. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Viditam Nena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Śrī Caitanya-manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadahmayam Dadati Swapadantikam Adadanas Tridantantar Idam Dache Puna Puna Shriman Rupi Padamboja Tulisyam Janma Janmani Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupang Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Sadvatutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Namashreshtam Manamapi Shachiputramatra Swarupam Shri Rupam Tasyagrajam Urupurim Maturim Goshtavatim Radha Kundam Girivaramoho Radhika Madhavasham Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Gurum Tannatosmi. He Guru Jnanadadina Bandho Swarandadata Kurunaika Sindo Vrindavana Sinahita Avatar Prasida Radha Pranaya Prachara. He Dinabandho Kurunaika Sindo Kuru Prasadam Maimandamudhe Laksha Parade Bahupapagade Tatpada Padme Stumatishta Krishne Prato Shrimannavadvipe Dvinetram Dvibhujam Gurum Varabhaya Pradam Shantam Smaritandam Apurvakam Tvam Gopika Vishwaravestanayanti Kesi Sevadikarani Guru Nijapada Padme Dasyam Pradaya Kurumam Rajakanane Shri Radhangri Sevanarase Sukhinim Sukhabdo Shri Guru Paramananda Premananda Palaprad Rajananda Pradhananda Sevayam Maniyo Jaya Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Tinamine Shri Varshabhana Videvi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Pravave Namaha Madhuryojjwala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudhapa Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gorakishoraya Sakshad Vairagyamurtaye Vipralambhara Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sakchidananda Namine Gora Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gora Virvava Bhaumestvam Niradeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathayate Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Mahabaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratushe Namaha. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhaktashaktikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Jayatam Surato Pangor Mama Manda Matergati Mat Sarvaswapa Jao Radha Manana Mohano Divya Vrindaranya Kalpadrumada Srimad Ratnagara Singhasanastao Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Deva Prishtali Bhi Sevyamana Smarami Shriman Rasarasaram Bhivam Shiva Tatatastita Karshan Venu Swanir Gopir Gopinatha Shriyestunaha 18 Thakur Godiyake Karyachina Atmasad 18 Eracharan Vandon Tine Murnad Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vande Nanda Vrajastrinam Padarinum Abhikshnashaha Yasam Hari Kato Gitam Punati Bhuvanatrayam Hantayam Adrabala Hari Dasavaryo Yadrama Krishna Chanana Sparasha Pramodaha Manam Tanoti Sahago Ganayostayo Yat Paniya Suyavasakandana Kandamulai Vrindayai Tulsi Devyai Priyayai Keshavasya Vishnu Bhakti Pradi Devi Satyavachai Namo Namaha Shri Nishinga Jai Nishinga Jai Jai Nishinga Pralada Desha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringa Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharata Abhyuktanam Adharmasya Tadatmanam Srajamyaham Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Chaduskritam Dharma Samstapanartaya Sambhavami Yuge Yuge Manmana Bhavamad Bhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mami Vaishyasi Yuktvaivam Atmanam Aparayanaha Sarvadharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Ahantang Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishami Masuchaha Shushusho Shradhanasya Vasudeva Kataruchi Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra Punya Tirtana Shevanad Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridyantaksto Hibhadrani Fidunoti Suhrit Satam Nashta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Yutama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Tara Rajastamo Bhava Kamalo Badayaschaye Chaita Iter Anavidam Stitam Sattve Prasidati Evam Prasanna Manaso Bhagavat Bhakti Yogataha Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangasya Jayate Vidyate Hridaya Grantish Chijante Sarva Sankshaya Shiyante Chasya Karmani Drishta Evat Manishvare Malihai Karishe Bijarupan Shravana Kirtana Jale Kare Shechan Tahan Vistaritohoi Pale Prema Pal Ihan Male Sheche Nitya Shravanari Jal Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shiksharta Meka Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shariradhari Kripam Budhir Yastamaham Prapadye Kalanashtam bhakti yogam nijam ja pradush kartum Krishna Chaitanya nama avirbhutas tasya padara vinde gadham gadham liyatam chitabringa ajanulambita bujau kanakavadato samkirtanaika pitaro kamalaya taksho Vishvambaro Dvijavaro Yugadharma Palo Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karunavataro Chaitanya Krishna Chaitanyo Gaurango Dvijanayaka Yatinam Dandinam Chaiva Nyasinam Chashiromani Raktambara Dara Shriman Navadipa Sudakara Prema Bhakti Pradashchaiva Shri Sachinandanastata Nityananda Vadurdhentur Vasuda Pranabalava Janavi Jivatapati Krishna Prema Pradapuru Padmavati Sutta Shriman Shachinandara Purvaja Bhavon Mato Jagatrata Rakta Gora Kalevaram Matsamo Nasti Papatma Naparadi Chakaschana Parihare Pilajame Kimbruve Prushottama Yuvatinam yata yuni yunam cha yuvatau yata mano piramate tadvan mano meramatam tvayi Pumauskalita paranam pumir eva valambanam tvayi jata paradanam twameva sharanam prabho Govinda Vallabhe Radhe Prate Tvamaham Sada Twadiyam iti janatu Govindo mam tvaya saha Radhe Vrindavanadi She Karunamrta Vahani Kripayani Japarabja Dasyam Mayam Pradiyatam Nitai Namineche Namir Hate Shradamudya Nam Dite Chere Nitai Namineche Namir Hate Shradamudya Nam Dite Chere Nitai Namineche Namer Hate Sharamudyanam Dite Chere Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I have my respectful obeisances to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and to all of you, Hare Krishna. And now we're continuing our reading of the Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta, the beautiful pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we left off somewhere in the Ādi-līlā. Just see, 195. Oh, where are we? Next chapter or here?
95.
Jahar prasade e tomo hoy nash, tamo nash kari kare, tadvera prakash. By the grace of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, this darkness of ignorance is removed and the truth is brought to life. Tattva vastu Krishna Krishna bhakti prema roop, nam sankirtan shab ananda sharup. If you're engaged in wrestling or building a house, please mute your microphone. The absolute truth is Sri Krishna, and loving devotion to Sri Krishna exhibited in pure love is achieved through congregational chanting of the holy name, which is the essence of all bliss. Surya Chandra Bahirera Tamakshe Vinashe Bahiravastu Gata Patta Adi Se Prakashe. The sun and moon dissipate the darkness of the external world and thus reveal external objects, material objects like pots and plates. Duibai, Hridayera Shaili Andakara, Dui Bhagavat Shange, Karana Sakshatkar. But these two brothers, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, dissipate the darkness of the inner core of the heart, and thus they help one to meet the two kinds of Bhagavatas, persons or things in relationship with the personality of Godhead. Ak Bhagavata Bada, Bhagavata Shastra, Aro Bhagavata Bhakta Bhakti Rasa Patra. One of the Bhagavatas is the great scripture Srimad Bhagavatam, and the other is the pure devotee absorbed in the mellows of loving devotion. Due Bhagavata Dvara Diya Bhakti Rash, Tahar Hridaye Tar Prem Hai Vash. Through the actions of these two Bhagavatas, the Lord instills the mellows of transcendental loving service into the heart of a living being, and thus the Lord, in the heart of his devotee, comes under the control of the devotee's love. Ak abhut samkale dohar prakash aro adbhuta chitta guhar tamakare nash. The first wonder is that both brothers appear simultaneously, and the other is that they illuminate the innermost depths of the heart. E Chandra Shurya Dvi Paramasadai Jagatera Bhagye Gode Karela Udai. These two, the sun and moon, are very kind to the people of the world. Thus, for the good fortune of all, they have appeared on the horizon of Bengal. Purport: the celebrated ancient capital of the Sain dynasty, which was known as Gaudadesh or Gauda, was situated in what is now the modern district of Malda. Later, this capital was transferred to the 9th or central island on the western side of the Ganges at Navadvip, which is now known as Mayapur and was then called Gaudapur. Lord Chaitanya appeared there, and Lord Nityananda came there and joined him from the district of Birbhum. They appeared on the horizon of Gaudadesh to spread the science of Krishna consciousness, and it is predicted that as the sun and moon gradually move west, the movement they began 500 years ago will come to the Western civilizations by their mercy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu drive away the 5 kinds of ignorance of the conditioned souls. In the Mahabhagavata, Udyoga Parva, 43rd chapter, these 5 kinds of ignorance are described. They are: 1, accepting the body to be the self; 2, making material sense gratification one's standard of enjoyment; 3, being anxious due to material identification; 4, lamenting; and 5, thinking that there is anything beyond the absolute truth. The teachings of Lord Chaitanya eradicate these 5 kinds of ignorance. Whatever one sees or otherwise experiences, one should know to be simply an exhibition of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's energy. Everything is a manifestation of Krishna. She dui prabhur, kari charana vandan, jaha haite vignanash abhishta puran. Let us therefore worship the holy feet of these two lords. Thus one can be rid of all difficulties on the path of self-realization. Vignanash. All obstacles are removed by worshiping these two lords. That's why we worship Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. E dui shloke, kaila mangala vandana, tritiya shlokera arto shuna sarvajana. I have invoked the benediction of the Lords with these 2 verses, texts 1 and 2 of this chapter. Now please hear attentively the purport of the 3rd verse. Vaktavya bahulya granta vistarera dhare, vistare na varni shararta kahi alpakshare. I purposefully avoid extensive description for fear of increasing the bulk of this book. I shall describe the essence as concisely as possible. Mittam cha saram cha vacho hi vagmita iti. Essential truth spoken concisely is true eloquence. Shunile kandibe chittera ajnanadi dosh, Krishna gadha prema habe bhaive santosh. Simply hearing submissively will free one's heart from all the faults of ignorance, and thus one will achieve deep love for Krishna. This is the path of peace. Isn't that such a nice verse? Shunile kandhibe chitera ajnanadi dosh. Oh, the faults of one's heart due to ignorance. Shunile. Just by hearing. Kandibe, they're removed. Krishna gada prema, and habe, there will be deep love for Krishna. Bhaive santosh. This is the path of peace. Just by hearing. Śrī Caitanya-Nityana Advaita Mahatato Tar Bhakta Bhakti Nam Prema Rasa Tato Binna Binna Likiyache Kariya Vichar Shunile Janibe Shab Vastu Tato Sar. If one patiently hears about the glories of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, Śrī Nityananda Prabhu, and Śrī Advaita Prabhu and their devotees, devotional activities, names, and fame, along with the mellows of their transcendental loving exchanges, one will learn the essence of the absolute truth. Therefore, I have described these in the Caitanya-caritāmṛta with logic and discrimination. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Pade Jar Ash Caitanya-caritāmṛta Kahi Krishna Das. Praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta, following in their footsteps, ascend the Bhaktivedanta purports to the Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta Ādi-līlā, first chapter describing the spiritual masters. And just before we go into the next chapter, this is a real milestone. We read together the whole first chapter, Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta. So that's a important accomplishment. Let's just see if there's any questions from the chapter that you can remember that you want to pose in order to expand the conversation about the first chapter of the Bhagavad, of the Caitanya-caritāmṛta. Go ahead, I hear you. I can tell you want to ask a question.
You can just go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
He was mentioning, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was mentioning the value of submissive hearing just now. And I was thinking about it, and I was thinking that sometimes it's very easy. I think May was mentioning this just like a couple days ago about becoming complacent. And I've noticed that I too have become complacent many, many times, and how that's hindered progress. So I was wondering how to maintain a humble attitude, and how to maintain a humble attitude and be submissive while reading, because it helps me to learn, while at the same time firmly and confidently upholding, I guess, Krishna consciousness, I guess, when confronted.
What was the last part?
How do I maintain a submissive attitude and stay humble, while at the same time being confident when it comes to upholding Krishna consciousness when it's like challenged, I guess.
Well, you can be humble at any time by remembering what is reality. The reality is that we're helpless. And whenever we think we're not helpless, then we're in Maya. The idea that I'm controlling, that I'm the enjoyer, these are all just dreams. But actually, we're being pushed along by time. Anything can happen in any minute by the force of material nature. So remember all the time that you're helpless. When you chant, remember you're helpless. When you hear, remember you're helpless. And also remember how kind Krishna is, that he's the one maintaining us. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda are so kind. They're maintaining us. Lord Chaitanya is known as Vishwambar, and that means he's the maintainer of the universe. So if you remember how kind he is, how helpless you are, and really just remember what is reality. Come to reality and just keep bringing yourself back to that. It's not hard because it's true. And if you do that, that will help. And you should remain confident in Krishna consciousness by reading the Bhagavad Gita. Because when you hear the commonsensical words of Lord Krishna in the Gita, his intelligence is so strong that it'll uplift our intelligence and it'll give us the confidence to know that we're being guided by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then when you know that, then whatever happens, you know that if you take the medicine that he's giving and then follow his instructions, then you're going to be cured. And there's no doubt about it. He's very certain about it. So those are two ways. Be in reality and study Bhagavad Gita carefully. There's only 700 verses. So try to make those your heart and soul and what his instructions are. And when you do that, then you'll be guided by what Prabhupada calls the Vedic intelligence. It's all in Bhagavad Gita. Only 700 verses. You can memorize that before you get out of college. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Good and sincere questions. Any other questions? Okay, let's go on to the introduction to the next chapter. And a big congratulations to all of you for being here for this reading of the first chapter. We've been chanting the Mangalacharana for that for a while now. Most of the devotees in Youth Jam know it, and now we got a little more explication of what it meant. So hopefully we'll go back to some of the details when you remember them. Here's chapter 2. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This chapter explains that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Therefore, the Brahman effulgence is the bodily luster of Lord Chaitanya. And the localized supersoul situated in the heart of every living entity is his partial representation. The Purusha avatars are also explained in this connection. Mahavishnu is the reservoir of all conditioned souls, but as confirmed in the authoritative scriptures, Lord Krishna is the ultimate fountainhead, the source of numerous plenary expansions, including Narayan, who is generally accepted by Mayavadi philosophers to be the absolute truth. The Lord's manifestation of Prabhava and Vaibhava expansions, as well as partial incarnations and incarnations with delegated powers, are also explained. Lord Krishna's ages of boyhood and youth are discussed, and it is explained that his age at the beginning of youth is his eternal form. The spiritual sky contains innumerable spiritual planets, the Vaikunthas, which are manifestations of the Supreme Lord's internal energy. Innumerable material universes are similarly exhibited by his external energy, and the living entities are manifested by his marginal energy. Because Lord Krishna Chaitanya is not different from Lord Krishna, he is the cause of all causes. There is no cause beyond him. He is eternal, and his form is spiritual. Lord Chaitanya is directly the Supreme Lord Krishna, as the evidence of authoritative scriptures proves. This chapter stresses that a devotee who wishes to advance in Krishna consciousness must have knowledge of Krishna's personal form, his three principal energies, his pastimes, and the relationship of the living entities with him. Śrī Caitanya-Prabhum Bande Balopi Yad Anugrahat Tarinana Matagraha Vyaptam Siddhanta Sagaram. I offer my obeisances to Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even an ignorant child can swim across the ocean of conclusions about the ultimate truth, which is full of the crocodiles of various theories. Purport. By the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, even an inexperienced boy with no educational culture, can be saved from the ocean of nescience, which is full of various types of philosophical doctrines that are like dangerous aquatic animals. The philosophy of the Buddha, the argumentative presentations of the Jnanis, the yoga systems of Patanjali and Gautama, and the systems of philosophers like Kanada, Kapila, and Dattatreya are dangerous creatures in the ocean of nescience. By the grace of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, one can have real understanding of the essence of knowledge by avoiding these sectarian views and accepting the lotus feet of Krishna as the ultimate goal of life. Let us all worship Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu for his gracious mercy to the conditioned souls. Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Kala Pato Jani Brajita Sadbhakta Valiham Sachakra Madhupa Shreni Viharaspadam Karnanandi Kaladhvanir Vahatu Me Jihva Maru Prangane Śrī Caitanya Dayanideta Valasal Lila Sudaswarduni. O my merciful Lord Chaitanya, may the nectarian Ganges waters of your transcendental activities flow on the surface of my desert-like tongue. Beautifying these waters are the lotus flowers of singing, dancing, and loud chanting of Krishna's holy name, which are the pleasure abodes of unalloyed devotees. These devotees are compared to swans, ducks, and bees. The river's flowing produces a melodious sound that gladdens their ears. Purport. Our tongues are always engaged in vibrating useless sounds that do not help us realize transcendental peace. The tongue is compared to a desert because a desert needs a constant supply of refreshing water to make it fertile and fruitful. Water is the substance most needed in the desert. The transient pleasure derived from mundane topics of art, culture, politics, sociology, dry philosophy, poetry, and so on is compared to a mere drop of water, because although such topics have a qualitative feature of transcendental pleasure, they are saturated with the modes of material nature. Therefore, neither collectively nor individually can they satisfy the vast requirements of the desert-like tongue. Despite crying in various conferences, therefore, the desert-like tongue continues to be parched. For this reason, people from all parts of the world must call for the devotees of Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, who are compared to swans swimming around the beautiful lotus feet of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, or bees humming around his lotus feet in transcendental pleasure, searching for honey. The dryness of material happiness cannot be moistened by so-called philosophers who cry for Brahman, liberation, and similar dry speculative objects. The urge of the soul proper is different. The soul can be solaced only by the mercy of Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu and his many bona fide devotees who never leave the lotus feet of the Lord to become imitation Mahaprabhus, but all cling to his lotus feet like bees that never leave a honey-soaked lotus flower. Lord Chaitanya's movement of Krishna consciousness is full of dancing and singing about the pastimes of Lord Krishna. It is compared herein to the pure waters of the Ganges, which are full of lotus flowers. The enjoyers of these lotus flowers are the pure devotees, who are like bees and swans. They chant like the flowing of the Ganges, the river of the celestial kingdom. The author desires such sweetly flowing waves to cover his tongue. He humbly compares himself to materialistic persons who always engage in dry talk, from which they derive no satisfaction. If they were to use their dry tongues to chant the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, as exemplified by Lord Chaitanya, they would taste sweet nectar and enjoy life. Jai Jai Śrī Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Śrī Nityananda. All glories to Dvaita Chandra and all glories to the devotees of Lord Gauranga. Tritiya Shlokera Arto Kari Vivaran Vastu Nirdesha Rupa Mangalacharan. Let me describe the meaning of the third verse of the first 14. Somebody please tell me the third verse. Too late, it's already on the screen. It is an auspicious vibration that describes the absolute truth. Yadadvaitam brahmupanishadi tadapyasya tanuba ya atmantaryami purusha iti sosham shavibhava shad aishvaryai purno ya iha bhagavan swayamayam Chaitanyat Krishna Jagadipada Tattvam Paramiha. What the Upanishads describe as the impersonal Brahman is but the effulgence of his body, and the Lord known as the Supersoul is but his localized plenary portion. Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself, full with 6 opulences. He is the absolute truth, and no other truth is greater than or equal to him. Purport. The compilers of the Upanishads speak very highly of the impersonal Brahman. The Upanishads, which are considered the most elevated portion of the Vedic literatures, are meant for persons who desire to get free from material association and who therefore approach a bona fide spiritual master for enlightenment. The prefix upa indicates that one must receive knowledge about the absolute truth from a spiritual master. One who has faith in his spiritual master actually receives transcendental instruction, and as his attachment for material life slackens, he is able to advance on the spiritual path. Knowledge of the transcendental science of the Upanishads can free one from the entanglement of existence in the material world, and when thus liberated, one can be elevated to the spiritual kingdom of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by advancement in spiritual life. The beginning of spiritual enlightenment is realization of impersonal Brahman. Such realization is effected by gradual negation of material variegatedness. Impersonal Brahman realization is the partial, distant experience of the absolute truth that one achieves through the rational approach. It is compared to one seeing a hill from a distance and taking it to be a smoky cloud. A hill is not a smoky cloud, but it appears to be one from a distance because of our imperfect vision. In imperfect or smoky realization of the absolute truth, spiritual variegatedness is conspicuous by its absence. This experience is therefore called Advaitavad, or realization of the oneness of the absolute. The impersonal, glowing effulgence of Brahman consists only of the bodily rays of the Supreme Godhead, Sri Krishna. Since Sri Gaurasundar, or Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, is identical with Sri Krishna himself, the Brahman effulgence consists of the rays of his transcendental body. Similarly, the Supersoul, which is called Paramatma, is a plenary representation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Antaryami, the Supersoul in everyone's heart, is the controller of all living entities. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15:15, wherein Lord Krishna says, Sarvasichaham hridisannivishtaha, I'm situated in everyone's heart. The Bhagavad Gita 5:29 also states, Bhoktaram yagyatapasam savaloka maheshwaram, indicating that the Supreme Lord, acting in his expansion as the Supersoul, is the proprietor of everything. Similarly, the Brahma Samhita 5:35 states, Andantarasta paramanu chayantarastam. The Lord is present everywhere, within the heart of every living entity, and within each and every atom as well. Thus, by this supersoul feature, the Lord is all-pervading. Furthermore, Lord Chaitanya is also the master of all wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation, because he is Sri Krishna himself. He is described as Purna, or complete. In the feature of Lord Chaitanya, the Lord is an ideal renouncer, just as Sri Ram was an ideal king. Lord Chaitanya accepted the order of sannyas and exemplified exceedingly wonderful principles in his own life. No one can compare to him in the order of sannyas. Although in Kali Yuga acceptance of the sannyas order is generally forbidden, Lord Chaitanya accepted it because he is complete in renunciation. Others cannot imitate him, but can only follow in his footsteps as far as possible. Those who are unfit for this order of life are strictly forbidden by the injunctions of the Shastras to accept it. Lord Chaitanya, however, is complete in renunciation as well as other opulences. He is therefore the highest principle of the absolute truth. By an analytical study of the truth of Lord Chaitanya, one will find that he is not different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. No one is greater than or even equal to him. In the Bhagavad Gita 7.7, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, Mattak paratanam nanyat kinchirasti dhananjaya. O conqueror of wealth, Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Thus, it is here confirmed that there is no truth higher than Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya. The impersonal Brahman is the goal of those who cultivate the study of books of transcendental knowledge, and the Supersoul is the goal of those who perform the yoga practices. One who knows the Supreme Personality of Godhead surpasses realization of both Brahman and Paramatma, because Bhagavan is the ultimate platform of absolute knowledge. The Personality of Godhead is the complete form of Satchit Ananda, full life, knowledge, and bliss. By realization of the Sat portion of the complete whole, unlimited existence, one realizes the impersonal Brahman aspect of the Lord. By realization of the Chit portion of the complete whole, unlimited knowledge, one can realize the localized aspect of the Lord, the Paramatma. But neither of these partial realizations of the complete whole can help one realize Ananda, or complete bliss. Without such realization of Ananda, knowledge of the absolute truth is incomplete. This verse of the Caitanya-caritāmṛta by Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami is confirmed by a parallel statement in the Tattva Sandarbha by Srila Jiva Goswami. In the 8th part of the Tattva Sandarbha, it is said that the absolute truth is sometimes approached as impersonal Brahman, which, although spiritual, is only a partial representation of the absolute truth. Narayan, the predominating deity in Vaikuntha, is to be known as an expansion of Sri Krishna, but Sri Krishna is the supreme absolute truth, the object of the transcendental love of all living entities. So we know from the Bhagavatam, Vedanti tat tattvavidas tattvam yajnanam advayam prameti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdyate. That those who know the supreme absolute truth understand it to be in 3 features: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan, or Bhagavan. So, complete knowledge means knowing all 3 of these, and if one knows Bhagavan, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that I'm the basis of the impersonal Brahman. Everything emanates from Krishna. So if one comes to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then he knows Ananda, and he knows the other features as well. So let's see, we have here, Ankit says, in the verse 102, one of the types of ignorance is mentioned as thinking that there is anything beyond the absolute truth. Is it difficult to understand this type of ignorance as ignorance? If someone is accepting absolute truth as reality, what can make someone believe that there is a reality beyond that absolute reality? If someone is accepting absolute truth as reality, what can make someone believe that there is a reality beyond that absolute reality? I don't understand the question. let's see if there's any other questions. Or
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
yes, please go ahead.
My humble obeisances. Actually, my question is the purport saying there are 5 types of ignorance, and one of them is thinking that there is anything beyond the absolute truth. So, if let's say if I accepted, that absolute truth has the ultimate reality, it's confusing that why would someone accept that there is something beyond that absolute reality. So that doesn't look like ignorance. I mean, it's difficult to understand why would someone accept that there is something beyond the absolute reality in the first place.
Maybe you could tell us what you're referencing from which purport.
It's the first chapter, verse number 102.
Okay, let's have a look. First chapter 102. Which paragraph, please?
Paragraph.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nityananda Prabhu drive away the 5 kinds of ignorance of the conditioned souls in the Mahabharata. Udyoga Parva, 43rd chapter. These 5 kinds of ignorance are described. They are 1, accepting the body to be the self. 2, making material sense gratification one's standard of enjoyment. 3, being anxious due to material identification. 4, lamenting. And 5, thinking that there is anything beyond the absolute truth. The teachings of Lord Chaitanya eradicate these 5 kinds of ignorance. Thinking that there's anything beyond the absolute truth?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, that one.
It means all kinds of superfluous understandings. In other words, there is Vedanta, or coming to the end of knowledge. But many people go on studying, even when the Vedanta is presented to them due to various motives, and they think that there may be something more than that. That's the point. And they don't come to the ultimate goal of understanding devotional service. Therefore it said, Bahunam Jamanamante Gyanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. There are people that go on speculating for a long time, trying to find the absolute truth on their own. But then when they come to know Vasudeva Sarvamiti, then they become great souls because they accept this is the absolute truth. So this is a kind of Maya, or covering, which is that the absolute truth is there, standing before them, but then they look for something else. People do it all the time. We hand them a Bhagavatam and they say, no, I'll look for something else.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
You're welcome. Thank you. Good to hear your voice. Vaikuntanayaka Prabhu, good to see you here on the screen. Sometimes we come across over-enthusiastic people who say, Gita, Bhagavatam, I want to read Vedas. What is an easy way to convince them to read Srila Prabhupada's books? Should we explain the Vedas? Should we explain the Vedaishcha Sarvam Ahame Vedya? Or should we explain how Srimad Bhagavatam is a natural commentary of the Vedas? Or is there a simpler way to convince them to consider Gita and Bhagavatam? Most people are not that scholarly. Of course, South India, maybe people have read a few things, but the suggestions you make here are good. They're true also. And if you have the evidence to show them that this is the culmination, you can lead them to that ultimate realization of that Srimad Bhagavatam is the fruit. Nigama kalpataror galitam palam shukamukadam rita drava samyutam. And also, by reading Tattva Sandarbha, there's really complete arguments given there by Jiva Goswami with Shastric evidence to show that the Puranas are actually more important than the Vedas in Kali Yuga. And out of all the Puranas, then he proves how the Srimad Bhagavatam is the ultimate. And that kind of evidence for somebody who's scholarly and actually interested in Pramanam can be effective. Otherwise,
Hare
yeah.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So, Dandavat Pranams. Prabhu, my question is, it was so encouraging how hearing and how we use the tongue plays the key role in our success in Krishna consciousness. But even though we have been hearing and but still at some points controlling the tongue becomes very difficult. So it just means that like somewhere it just overpowers you. So how do we practice these principles?
How do you practice controlling the tongue?
Yes, at the most provoking situation.
Oh, well, the best way is to do your mantras early in the morning. If you wake up and the first thing you do is say your mantras, open your eyes, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jayati Janani Vaso, Devaki Janmavaro, Yaruvaru Parishat Swarador, Virasyana Dharmam, Stirachara Vijnana Susmita Shri Mukena Vrajapura Varantanam Vardayam Kamadevam. Then, oh Mother Bhumi, please forgive me for stepping on your surface. Get out of bed. And then just touch water, make your bed, touch water. Then do your chapter of Gita early. And then if you have some other shlokas, if you can do one chapter of Bhagavatam also, it depends on your schedule. But get it done early. The power is in the mantras. And if you say them early and before anything else happens, you'll get this momentum to control your tongue throughout the day and make it a regular practice. And then keep increasing. The mantras throughout the day, the 3 Gayatris, if you do them with intention and you move your tongue a little bit while you're saying them, they're so powerful, these mantras you've gotten through disciplic succession, that they'll help you to control your tongue. And then, of course, the best of all is prasadam. Because if you're having nice prasadam, then your life is sublime. And there's nothing more ecstatic than taking prasadam that you've offered to the Lord with a little care and attention and love. And those things, chanting your mantras, of course, Hare Krishna mantra, after you chant your other mantras, do your rounds nicely. And if you can't hear your rounds, then chant a little louder. Because when you chant a little louder, then it starts to override the mind. And then your tongue, get it going, get it practicing. And then when you have those, then you'll have some taste right there on the tongue. And keep doing it. Practice it. Like a pianist practices the same piece over and over and over and over and over and over again until she gets like really, it's just like second nature habit. So we have to do our Hare Krishna mantra and all the other mantras has to become part of our life. They're very, very powerful. You were born in South India, Coimbatore. This is the land of mantras. So this is your destiny, your birthright. Get all these mantras and just let them dance on your tongue. And then when something comes up, and then the mantra will take over and give you the power to control. Atashri Krishnanam Ādi-līlā bhaved graham indriye sevan mukhi jivado swayameva spuratyada. You can't see Krishna with the blunt material senses, but if you use your tongue to do your mantra, do your bhajans, then he'll reveal himself to you. Anubhava, practical, straightforward. He'll be right there with you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you for such a nice question. Okay. Yes?
Hare Krishna Gurudev, please accept my obeisance.
Oh, Hare Krishna Dhameshwara. Good to see you.
I have a question about the Upanishads. I was trying to think of a good question. This is one as best I can do. One of the main characters of the Upanishads is Yajnavalkya. And he speaks a lot. He's also in parts of the Bhagavatam, like 12th canto. And I'm confused because his Gurudev told him you shouldn't find fault with your god brothers. and then he vomited out all the mantras that he'd learned from his guru, and it was eaten by birds, and that's where we get the word Taitariya. It means eaten by birds. I'm confused because it seems so blasphemous, unorthodox that Yajnavalkya would do something like that, and how at the same time he's an acharya of the Vedas.
That he would regurgitate?
That he rejected his guru and vomited out all the mantras he received from his guru, that he disobeyed the order not to criticize his god brothers.
Right. And so it seems odd to you that the Upanishad is spoken by him, or that is the result of that?
I hope it's not an overly technical or specific question, but that's just something that confuses me, and I was wondering.
Sure.
If you
Well,
have anything to say
I mean,
about
the answers will definitely be in the details of the story, in the context of the story, which we can look into. I've heard just briefly that story, but I don't know all the details. But I'd be interested to look into it. We can take it as a point of a little more research. But one general principle is that these sadhus, sages, I mean, there are other worldly ways in which they act, and that it's not understandable sometimes. I mean, even the Durvasa Muni, he appears in every yuga, and he's always seemingly causing problems. He brings so many disciples, and he eats so much that there's all these difficulties. But there again, he's in Ādi-līlā and all over the place. So obviously he isn't just a boor and some kind of person who charges in and makes trouble for everybody. He's there for a reason. So then going into it and seeing, that, as the Bhagavatam says, oftentimes these big personalities, when they do crazy stuff, you can't take it in the same way as an ordinary person, because big controllers are beyond certain laws of the material world.
Dosha, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Very well done.
Thank you very much for your association.
Yeah, well, I can put that as a research. We have a little team that looks up obscure things like that, and I can put that to them and see if we can bring you the story. It'll be interesting to do. Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Jai. Okay, let's see. We have Radha Venkat Prabhu said, is there any relation between Maharaj Parikshit, between Prakriti, material nature, and guna, modes of material nature? Does guna manifest through Prakriti? Yes, there is a difference. The Prakriti is a general reference to the manifested energy of the Lord, and the three modes of material nature are one aspect of that creates varieties within that Prakriti. So yes and no, it's one and different at the same time. And Ankit Prabhu says, the beginning of the spiritual enlightenment is realization of impersonal Brahman. My question, is it possible for a bhakta to realize the impersonal Brahman and get attracted to that? Since the personal realization comes after impersonal realization, there seems some possibility that they might get attracted to impersonal Brahman. So you'll find this in the story of Gopakumar when you read the Brihat Bhagavatamrita. So when Gopakumar goes to the region of liberation, he sees the impersonal Brahman. Actually, it's fascinating. He's fighting to not get attracted because it's very beautiful. And Sanatana Goswami explains actually that it's made up of unlimited jivas. It's shining. And then he makes an astounding statement, and that is that actually, even there in the impersonal Brahman, those jivas are doing some service. What is the service they're doing? They're decorating that abode of liberation for the Lord, because it's one aspect of the Lord, and they're decorating it by sparkling. And so the answer is that Gopakumar, of course, he hadn't come to his relationship yet with Krishna, but when he saw that, there was some sense that, oh, I shouldn't look too long here because it was attractive, and he didn't want to become attracted. So Srivatsa then says, a question from Giridhar. I was also wondering in verse 2 of Caitanya-caritāmṛta Ādi-līlā, chapter 2, one of the dangerous philosophies of Dattatreya's and Kapila's, but aren't they incarnations of the Lord, though? He was wondering, since they were also mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Well, there's two Kapilas. There's the atheist Kapila and there's the theist Kapila that we know about from our Bhagavatam. So these are always distinguished by our Vaishnavacharyas because the atheist Kapila is a different personality who gave an account of the various elements of the material world as Sankhites do. However, his conclusion was that there is only material nature. And Dattatreya is an incarnation of Shiva, and he's and the Lord has various ways in which he manifests himself for different purposes. So at certain times, he comes and performs various pastimes or teaches various philosophies, just like Buddha is accepted as a Shaktivesh incarnation of the Lord, but he teaches something that's contrary to the Vedas, but it's for another purpose. So that's why some incarnations similarly teach things that don't seem in accord with the Bhagavatam. And then we have Mayank says, don't take anything which is not Krishna prasadam and don't talk anything which is not Krishna, then you become liberated. Your path of liberation is open. Two things: don't talk about anything but Krishna, don't eat anything except Krishna prasadam. Is it very difficult? I don't know, is it? It also includes, it means, Krishna Katha also means speaking about your service as well. Of course, Krishna Katha is speaking about Krishna and hearing about Krishna's instructions, speaking about Krishna's instructions. But the language of those who are discussing how to expand the Sankirtan movement is also transcendental. And if one's engaged in Lord Chaitanya's movement, then these become natural. That's all we really do. We have time to hear, chant, and remember Krishna. Then we also take time to speak about our services and so forth. Of course, when you mix in the world, then you're going to speak about many other things, and that's to be expected. There's not a way in which during certain periods of your life you can then just walk up to people and speak Krishna Katha all day long. That will be in special settings with those who are eager to hear and chant with you. And at other times you'll have to mingle for your livelihood and so many other things. But if you also are remembering Krishna at those times, and you're remembering that the people you're talking to are parts and parcels, and that the work you're doing ultimately is connected to Krishna because your ultimate intention is to go back to Godhead, then these will not become detrimental either. And it's not practical to say that you won't do anything or speak anything, you won't do anything but just the 9 processes all day, and you won't speak anything but Krishna Katha. When I first joined in the San Francisco temple, I saw this one young, very eager person come and join, and we sensed very soon after he came into the ashram that he felt that he had a better path than everybody else, because he thought that we were speaking outside the realm of Krishna Katha when we were talking about how to wash the laundry and wash pots and do other things in Krishna's service. He also thought that he shouldn't look at anything but Krishna. So he had a harmonica holder that he put around his neck, but then he put a BTG on front of his face. And he had that picture all day long. So his method was to just look at the picture of Krishna all day long and chant Hare Krishna. And he would circumambulate the temple. And then apparently he kept getting a wider and wider circle until we never saw him again. But we've seen many people come and fanatically try to apply this idea that, just talk about Krishna. Most likely what happens is people won't be able to sustain that. So the acharyas say, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya means at least you should be regulated that every day you have Bhagavatam class. You hear something, you speak about it, and you chant your prescribed number of rounds. And do your regulated hearing and chanting every day. This is also considered Nityam. Because he says, Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur concur that if you tell neophytes that they have to hear and chant all day long with no stoppage, they'll get discouraged because they'll think, I can't do this. So at least once a day means stay with your practice of Vaidhi Bhakti that you complete and your prescribed number that you're doing. And we have from Facebook a few points, I think. Madhava Prema Prabhu said, what is the meaning of absolute truth? And what does it mean when Krishna says, there is no truth superior to me? The absolute truth is the complete whole and that from whom everything else emanates. And he's the cause of all causes. That's what the absolute truth means. And what does it mean when Krishna says there's no truth superior to me? It means that everything is Krishna. And everything's within Krishna. And therefore, there is nothing beyond Krishna. And there's no truth superior to him. In other words, the ultimate is the transcendental body of Krishna, the transcendental personality of Krishna. That's the ultimate truth. And there's not something else. For instance, some commentators on the Bhagavad Gita, Dr. Radhakrishna wrote in his commentary, Prabhupada would mention frequently that when Krishna says, Man mana bhavamat bhakto, think of me, he doesn't mean think of me, he means think of the impersonal Brahman within Krishna. So people think, oh, there's Krishna, but there's something beyond Krishna. So Jiva Goswami refutes this idea by proving that Krishna is multi-dimensional. He's in all places at all times, and as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yogam Aishvaram, this is his mystic opulence, that he also maintains his individual personality. Even though he expands himself into everything else, he still has his personal form. Rupa Shri says, isn't 5 a reference to people who have accomplished 1 through 4 in a sense of renunciation or disgust or nihilism, and thus sort of skip past Krishna's presentations of himself from an excess of cynicism, the Mayavadis? I think we're referring back to 5, which is thinking there's something beyond the absolute truth. Is that correct? Cynicism or the Mayavadis, because they don't have the mercy of the pure devotee, they can't understand. This was evident. I mentioned this at the very beginning of class, how Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a follower of Shankaracharya. He couldn't understand Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu to be the personality of Godhead. However, when he received the mercy of the Lord, he could understand that. Bhagavatam is sweeter. The taste of the pudding is in the eating. Yes. And Trilokini Saki, Hare Krishna. At the end of every chapter of CC, the author mentioned the name of Rupa Raghunath Goswami. Is there any specific reason? Yes, he's mentioning his gurus at the end. So let's see. We have a few minutes left. Are there any more questions on the Zoom room?
Oh, Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, Maharaj. Please bless me. Maharaj, I had a question about the three modes of material nature. Like in third chapter, Krishna says, Prakriti Kriya Manena. I mean, which he says that whatever we do is through the three modes of material nature. I just wanted to understand that as a spirit soul, although he is not a doer, he does, he is implicated by the various actions. The soul, or we get the karmic reaction. The journey of the soul depends on whatever is done. I kind of understand this. We are not doing the good things because we are blessed or Krishna permits, but then the jiva or the soul has that minute independence. So how can we say that, oh, whatever happened, I didn't do it? Didn't you read Bhagavad Gita is the three modes of material nature? So how do I understand that?
Well, one way to understand it is an example, an analogy. One second. One is a way to understand is that it's like a child wants to pick up a heavy weight, and his father is standing behind him. So then the child goes to pick up, let's say, a barbell, and he can't lift it. He doesn't have the capacity to do that, but his father's standing behind him. And when the child goes to pick up the barbell, then the father actually grabs it and lifts it up. And the child's thinking, oh, I'm so strong, I lifted this up. But it's actually the father's strength. So we, as souls, we have nahi kaschit shanamapi jatu tishchati karma krit karyate hyavasha karma sarva prakriti jayar gunai. We're always active, and we have desire and ambition and so forth, but we're not independent in fulfilling that. And so through the three modes of material nature, those who have material desires, the supersoul arranges for whatever desires the living entity has to be fulfilled. Asau gurumayar bhavir bhuta sukshmendriyatmavi swam nirmiteshu nirvishto bhunte bhuteshu tad gunan. There's a way in which the Bhagavatam describes how the supersoul is there within the heart and fulfills the desires of the living entities according to their what they desire and also what they deserve. And then, if you, so the living entity is ultimately responsible, says the Bhagavad Gita, and in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes how he gives two verses. One is, he says, Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. That the living entity who thinks that he's the doer is very foolish. He doesn't understand that he's being facilitated. And then Krishna says, Tattvavitu mahabaho guna karma vibhagayo guna guneshu vartanta iti matva nasajate. If someone understands how these things are working, he becomes a knower of the truth. He sees how everything he's doing is being facilitated by higher powers. And you're correct that he has volition. Otherwise, the Vedas wouldn't have any meaning. Because the Vedas are saying that to the living entity that you should come out of this illusion that you're in, and therefore the soul can do that with some assistance from the Shastra and from the pure devotee. to come out of entanglement in the material nature, he has the volition to do that, especially when there's some intervention. And in the Gita, Krishna says, ultimately, I'm not responsible. Nadate kashchit papam nacha. Nadate kashchit papam. I don't create the sinful reactions of the living entities. Nachaivam. That the living entity does that for himself because of his interaction with material nature. So he's an agent for change, ultimately, is the living entity, and he can come out of the material nature with the assistance of Shastra and the pure devotee, and then become free from the modes of material nature. And while he's in it, it's his mess. It's his karma. It's not God's. It's the living entity is entangled in it. But it's from a time immemorial. So it's really hard to really understand the origin of it, because it's called anadi, or beginningless, and Prabhupada describes it as being from a time immemorial. So I don't know. I hope that helps.
Yes, Maharaj. Okay. Thank you, Maharaj. Yeah.
So we should end, and we'll take other questions later. We'll preserve them and bring them out. We took some time to read the Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta. If you please join me in a prayer for Bhakti True Swami. I've received some very, very solemn news just now, and that is that Maharaj is on a ventilator and he's unconscious in the hospital in Florida. Apparently he picked up the coronavirus on the way over from India. Actually, I don't know that. I just know that he came over last week or so. And this is a very serious situation. Our dear Lord Krishna, if you so desire, please protect His Holiness Bhakti True Swami. Thank you for considering our request. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. And now we'll have a kirtan to propitiate the Lord and ask for His special mercy. Mayapur Bihari Prabhu is, this is his birthday today, and I cannot express how grateful I am to you and your family for all that you've done. You've been one of the cornerstones of the Krishna consciousness movement here at ISV for many, many years, and you made a conscious decision to put your whole life and soul into building this. And you've, not only in ISV, but worldwide, you've developed a program to distribute probably more Bhagavad Gitas than have ever been done before. And I pray that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will continue to shower his mercy on you and empower you to spread the Krishna conscious movement and to protect you and your whole family. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. Your blessings.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Hare Rama Vishnupad Paramhamsa Trivarikacharya Stotra Shri Srimad Bhaichara Ravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Trivarikacharya Stotra Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavini Ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Zagaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gokupina Shyamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Navdeep Dham Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Jamuna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Samveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. All glorious to the assembled devotees. All glorious to the assembled devotees. All glorious to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for joining. Can everyone unmute and please say Hare Krishna?
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.
Vanchakalpadrishta kripasindevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Please keep praying for Maharaj as much as possible. Keep that prayer going to pray to Lord Krishna. And please take care of yourselves. It's not a joke. It's really serious. When this virus is loose, you know, we have to take it very seriously. And this is just a time for us to be really careful. And yes, take care of yourself. Do all the stuff. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Stay away. Keep distance and wear masks. Everything that you do to make a block between you and getting the virus reduces your chances and everybody else's also. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Gaur Premanande Haribol. Nectarian, isn't it? The Caitanya-caritāmṛta? We're really lucky. Really
Yes,
lucky.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Hari Hari.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.